What's up guys and welcome, and I'm so excited today because we're going to be doing unboxing of an iPhone 14 Pro Max. So let me show you a clip from when we went to the store, and I think my son was more excited than I was, and here's a clip. Check it out.
Yeah, you can play. It's so cool, right?
All right, so we're going to do a side-to-side review of this phone after unboxing. So let's get right into it. Let's go ahead and unbox this, and we can do some reviews after that. Alright guys, here's the phone, and let's go ahead and open it right up here. And it's a bit harder doing it one-handedly, so I'm trying to record with one hand and trying to open this phone with the other hand. um, so let's get this opening right now, and here we go. Voila. Wow, I mean, the colors are just amazing. When they say the gold, I thought it actually looked like beige when I was buying it. So I was like, you know what, beige is always good to have, something different. But then when I read carefully after I placed the order, I realized it was gold, and it was already too late. So I'm like, oh, what the heck, I'll just go for it. But yeah, it's very nice. Let's take this front cover off, or peel off. Um, just normal. And the sides look amazing. I mean, look at how well that's made. Just the color is amazing. It's like a almost like rose gold, but slightly lighter than the rose gold. It's just amazing. It looks perfect. It also has the same charging pin, the lightning. But if you guys have noticed, the US version does not have a SIM card, and so it doesn't have a SIM card tray anymore for the US version. For the Indian versions, or Dubai, or wherever else you buy it, you will get a physical SIM tray, versus the US only uses eSIM. So let's put it to side with my iPhone 13 Pro Max, to compare the size. I mean, it's exactly the same size as you can see here. Let's look at the back here, and the back finish is almost similar, just different colors here. My 13 Pro Max was blue. But one thing I did notice, and I kind of felt, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the cameras, in the 14 Pro Max, a little bit more bumpier. Like, they stick out just a tiny bit more, if what it feels like. But other than that, if you like put it face to face, the size of the phone is exactly the same. The thickness of the phone is almost similar, if I'm not mistaken, or exactly the same. I'm not sure, but yeah, you know, same as the iPhone 13 Pro Max, exactly the same. Nothing has changed as far as the design, except the camera, I guess. So guys, let's do side-by-side gameplay comparison. I've got this both phones on the same Wi-Fi, and this is a room, and here we go. iPhone 13 Pro Max versus 14 Pro Max. And as you can see, the bottom one, which is a 13 Pro Max, wins here. The top one is a 14 Pro Max. Now every time I'm doing this test, I'm resetting to make sure that both of them have full health and full helmet and vest. So I kill myself off with a grenade, and then redo it again, with the equal how do you say, like, health and stuff. So here we go again, round two. And again, 13 Pro Max wins here. Alright guys, here goes round 3. iPhone 14 Pro Max on the top and 13 Pro Max on the bottom. And round 3, I'm trying to press it at the exact same time. And so this time iPhone 14 Pro Max wins. Okay guys, here goes round 4. And 13 Pro Max takes this round. Alright, guys, let's do round 5. So I don't really see a big advantage of 14 Pro Max here. They're quite the same. Let's do this. Okay, once again. Actually, not once again. This time it was iPhone 14 Pro Max that won. So another thing that I wanted to add is the dynamic island. You know, that is the notch that you had in the 13 Pro Max as well, but it was a little bit on the side. But you know, this time they brought it a little bit in the middle, kind of lowered it a little bit, and you know, that could affect you know, where you place your shooting buttons and stuff like that, like your layout. You know. And it is not responsive, and sometimes when you touch it, it kind of like, you know, it is sensitive, it does sense something, but it doesn't do anything, kind of, unless you have, you know, something playing, like, you know, music player or something like that that's there. But yeah, I don't know, I mean, that could be an issue when you're playing a game. I didn't see anything that could disable it so far, but yeah, you know, that could be a disadvantage as well. So far, nothing else is giving iPhone 14 Pro an advantage to the 13 Pro Max. You know, as far as the gameplay is concerned. So I think, you know, that's that. But then yeah, this island, I don't know. I think I kind of find it annoying a little bit, because you know, every time you touch it, it kind of vibrates. So hope that doesn't happen in game. Alright guys, let's jump into the lobby and do some gameplay battle royale. So I have the screen recording on while I'm playing this game to avoid choppiness and lag, like I did with my 13 Pro Max earlier when I first got it. And then at the end of this video, I'll give you my final thoughts about what I think about the iPhone 14 Pro Max new phone as far as PUBG is concerned. So if you want to skip, you can skip to the end for the final review.
I got supplies. I got supplies.
इधर 5 का वो पड़ा है M4A6 इधर उठा कर इधर आके
है ना
बंदे हैं कि नहीं
सामने एक ही बंदा
आजा
के पीछे बैठा है अबे लो है नाइस कोई ऊपर है ऊपर 2 हैं फिर
भाई एक रह गया
वो पीछे
शॉटगन है ध्यान से आना नाइस बे रुक जा फाइट मत होल्ड कर
चलो
नाइस
रुक चलो रुको रुको लो नहीं नहीं मार दिया गाड़ी में
Marked a location. Watch out.
और वो नई वाली है
बंदा लेटा हुआ है मैं घुमा रहा हूँ ठीक है रोक नहीं रहा
ऊपर रुक 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 रुक
गाड़ी गाड़ी गाड़ी
Marked a location.
चला पूरा मार रहे आगे इधर
पानी में तो नहीं है Nice.
So what are my final thoughts about this phone? I'd have to say, if you are gonna buy this phone just for gaming, probably not the best time to get it right now. Or maybe, I mean, there's no hurry for it for say, you know, if you're gonna use it for like video logs and stuff, yes, it might be helpful because it has a better cameras and stuff like that. But if you're gonna buy it just for the sole purpose of playing games, I'd say you can hold off for a while. Number one reason why is because the game is not yet optimized fully to the iPhone 14 Pro Max, which means you're not going to get full advantage of playing the game. It will have lag even now. For example, like when I'm playing, I have to have the screen recording mod on, because if I don't, the game just lags way too much. It feels even worse when the screen recording is off. So that happened with my iPhone 13 Pro Max as well when I first got it. I was having these issues, and I'm like, getting so desperate. I thought I'll just get rid of the phone because it wasn't working right. The game was way too choppy and stuff like that. And I tried to search hours and hours to find a solution, and I couldn't accept the screen recording, which would drop my frame rate to 60 FPS rather than 90 FPS. And this was an issue for some time. Well, I'm seeing the same kind of pattern here with iPhone 14, and I'm sure it'll get better eventually, but for the time being, they haven't optimized it yet. It's a much easier for Android, because for Android the optimization is more general. For example, there's so many different models of phone that use Android, which means they do a general optimization. However, for Apple iOS, there's a specific more, should I say, more like specialized optimization, which means there's only a few models of iPhones, and it's very specific optimized, and that's why the game works better with iPhone rather than Android. It's not like Androids don't have good hardware. It's just the way they optimize it. Okay, and that's my feel. You shouldn't jump into it like the first day the phone was launched, and try to be like, hey, I want to be the first one because I'm going to have advantage over other players. You're not gonna, because actually you're gonna have a disadvantage until they optimize, and that should happen with the maybe next update or so in PUBG Mobile. But another issue I want to talk about with iPhones is the heating. We were very, very optimistic that iPhone 14 Pro Max would have a liquid cooling system, which they did not have this year. Hopefully in the future, but for the time being, yes, the phone does heat up a lot, And compared to Samsung or any other Android phone, where you can just swipe down, even if your brightness goes down because of the heat, you can always swipe down and increase the brightness, override the system, and increase the brightness manually. With iPhone you cannot do that, which means you're gonna have to play the game with low brightness, and that's a disadvantage. So currently I use like a cooling system for it, and that works a lot. That helps a lot. It doesn't heat up as much, and then the brightness doesn't go down for me. So if you're thinking about buying this phone, I would say you might want to consider buying a cooling system for it. And they have so many on the market. They also have the magnetic cooling system in the market as well, if you needed one, where you don't need to actually clip on. It's like a magnetic charger that the iPhone uses, something similar to that. It just sticks to the back of the phone, and that you can get about in India, maybe about 3,000-4,000 rupees, by itself. So yeah, those are the two things I wanted to mention, the major concerns if you're gonna go buy one right now. In the future, as the game gets older, and you must have noticed, like from the day we started playing games, from season 1, the file sizes have increased, which means the processing power is requirement has increased as well. So in the future, yes, you might need an upgraded phone, but iPhone 13 does really well in handling the graphic at the moment, which means at least for, I'd say, another year or so, or two, I don't know, maybe you might not need to increase the graphics. I mean, iPhone 14 Pro Max has 50% more graphic processing, and the processing power is increased as well, which gives you a little bit of advantage. But at the same time, it's not a major concern with iPhone 13 Pro Max, because it can handle the graphics really well with the processing power it has at the moment. So not a big deal. You don't have to upgrade if you don't want to, but if you really want a new device, it's nothing that you need to hurry into at the moment. All right, so that's my final review about it. That's my final thought about it. The rest is up to you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if anything improves in the future, I'll try to make a video about it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't, and share this stream with not stream, stream. I don't stream anymore at the moment, but share this video with your friends, and hopefully we'll start live streaming pretty soon. I do plan on doing that, just haven't gotten to it yet. Like I said, this room was overtaken by my daughter, so I don't have a streaming room at the moment, and I don't want to be getting everything together every day and unplugging everything, putting it away, stuff like that. So that's why I'm not doing it at the moment. But eventually, we'll manage something. So till then, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and hope you liked it, and see you next time. Bye bye.